English. Hi there, this is Jessica, the Job Research Institute.com, and I wanted to share with you all another great way for you to podcast easily and simply within a one MP3 stream. So this particular, I did a whole three-step process on how to start a podcast very inexpensively, basically for free, utilizing Zoom. And now I want to do a whole separate video on how to start a podcast if you're willing to spend about 30 bucks a month, right? So if you're looking to spend about 30 bucks a month, then this is the way for you to go. So you would basically, let me go ahead and share my screen here. So you basically sign up for Zencastr. So Zencastr.com, this is a great platform for you to use if you're just starting out and you have very minimal resources, right? You want to just use, because we all want to, when you start this entrepreneurship journey, you want to keep your expenses as low as possible. So you want to keep your expenses to a minimum, I should say, but keep it very minimal. All right, that was what I was trying to say. Anyhow, back to Zencastr. So I've already logged into Zencastr, but I'm going to show you guys how to utilize this particular platform for your podcast to get started. So Zencastr does charge a fee of $20 a month for their lowest tier, and I believe the higher tier is about $100 or so a month. But you can definitely get started with a podcast for less than 30 bucks. So let's show you how this all works here. Now, I pride myself on making sure that those that are, what's a good word to say, technology challenged, you know, on the struggle bus, that it's easy for you to do this, right? I want to make it as easy and as simple as possible. So I want to make sure that there is a low barrier to any type of situations you would have to encounter. So you would go to Zencastr.com, you sign up for an account, and this is the inside of Zencastr. Now I'm actually on a free account right now. This is a secondary account. This is an account that I use, but I created a test account here for us to give it a try. So we're going to go ahead and hit create new episode. We're going to name our episode. So let's just call this test number 2. Create. All right, and then here within the dashboard here, you can actually invite your guests. So let's say you have a guest that you like to interview for this particular podcast. You can go ahead and invite them. And what's so great about Zencastr is that you're going to record everything inside of Zencastr. So you don't have to set up a Skype. You don't have to set up a separate Zoom. You don't have to set up any of that. Everything is going to happen right here inside of Zencastr. So inside of Zencastr, we're going to go ahead and copy this URL, and then we're going to send this to our guest. So I'm going to just act as though I am a guest. If I were sending this to a guest, then of course I would go into my email, go to compose an email. I will send them the link. Say, hey there, here's the link to join the podcast interview, right? So you would do that. I'm just going to send this to myself. I'm not going to go pick it up. I'm just going to act as though I received it. Okay, I'm the guest. I've gotten it. Cool beans. Let's go back into Zencastr. I'm going to open this up in an incognito window so you all can see what I'm doing. So go here. I'm going to go to incognito tab. I'm going to go there, type it in, right? And then we are going to just type in my name. So my name is going to be Lisa for this one, right? I don't know. I like the name Lisa. All right, to join, my name is going to be Lisa. And as you can see, I am broadcasting on both streams, right? Because they're both me. So your guests won't have any options here. The only option they have here is to test. So they could, sorry. The only option they have here is to chat. So they can chat here. So they can go ahead and type hello, say, I'm here, you know, so on and so forth. So you guys can communicate in the chat while you're broadcasting. So this is the guest. This is what the guests will see when they logged in. Now I'm going to go ahead and go to the other account here so that you can see what your screen would look like. So here is your screen. You have the start recording button. You have all of these options to add in an intro and an outro. These are the intro and outro and different sounds that come already preloaded when you open up a Zencastr account. So here's one with a little bass or what have you. But we don't want to use that, right? We want to use our intro. So you would click on the plus sign here. We would go and find our intro that we've had created. So you would have, you can go to Fiverr, or you can go to create some intro. So if you'd like to contact the Jaw Research Institute, we can do some intros with you. But Fiverr is your best option. It's going to be a lot cheaper. So you go through Fiverr, or you can go through a family friend that may do audio, or you can go to a studio. You can do it yourself inside of GarageBand or Audacity. And you just play your intro there. It's all right. So you already have your intro, which is your MP4 or your MP3 file, which is on your desktop. So if you see, I just went to my desktop, selected it here, click open, and it's going to go ahead and upload into your screen here so that you have it on your, you can call this your dashboard, your panel for your podcast. So there it is. It's ready and set. So both of your guests, both you and your guests are here. You're inside of your dashboard, right? This is your dashboard. This is your panel. This is where your podcast is recorded. So you can call this your audio studio. This is your studio, right? This is the, what do they call it? I'm trying to think of the name, Lord, I can't think. This is the back room, right? So the green room, right? This is your green room. So your green room, you're here, you haven't started yet. You're able to talk to your guests back and forth, so on and so forth. So let's say you're ready to get started. So what you would do is let your guests know, hey, we're going to go ahead and start. And there's a way for them to raise their hand. There's a way for them to mute their microphone. See, I muted mine, and I can mute the other. You know, we can mute them both. That option's available. You can also raise your hand. You know, so there's a couple of different options that are available here. If you want to invite more people, I believe you'd have to pay for a higher plan, but you can invite as many people as you want. If you wanted to do like a panel podcast or a podcast with different testimonials, things to that effect. Now, what's great about Zencastr is that you can actually add in a timeline footnote. So let's say your guest said something that was really, really deep or mind-boggling, or like an aha moment. You can place here aha moment, and it'll take it and it'll say exactly when that time and that moment happened. So let's say you wanted to take this and place it in your description of your podcast notes. You can do that as well. So it's a really great tool. All right, so let's go ahead and get started as though we're going to record a real podcast interview. So we're going to go ahead and play our intro. This is our intro. So for me, this audio, this intro is actually something that I pre-recorded. It's actually one of the past recordings that we have from the Zoom videos that I did here on YouTube. So for you, it would probably start with some music or something like that, whatever your intro will be. So you can go ahead and press start. You can put in your intro.
That's a text right here. What is that? Right? So let's say I want to go ahead and interview.
So we're going to assume that's the end of my intro, right? Of course, the intro will be more music or whatever, but we're just going to act like that's my intro. All right. So there's our intro. Now we're going to go ahead and start with our guest. So we would say something towards the effect of, you know, she's an international speaker. She inspires and motivates clients from all over the world. She is an advocate for maternal health and an advocate for depression in the African American community, or the Black community, so to speak, because I speak to people all over the world now, not just the U.S., but an advocate for depression. She is a speaker, a producer, and she loves to help individuals reach their highest potential. It's one of her greatest joys to see someone succeed. All right, without further ado, our guest, Jessica Walker. So then, for this one, our guest, our guest is Lisa. Our guest, Lisa, right? So then Lisa would, of course, come on and say, oh, thank you so much for having me on the podcast. And you will continue on with your interview. Now, we're going to go ahead and reach the interview and get it up to 2 minutes. So while we're doing that, while we're waiting for this to get up to 2 minutes, like I said, here's the invite button. Here's the timeline footnote. Here's where you can chat. But also, what this will do is it'll go ahead and connect to Dropbox, which I forgot to tell you in the beginning of this video. So when you create an account, you'll place in your information, you'll create a username and a password, but then it'll also connect to your Dropbox. So let's go ahead and stop the recording there. What this will do is download the MP3 files, and these files will go directly into your Dropbox. So that's really cool. That takes away a lot of the time of downloading the MP3, taking it and putting it into Dropbox, so on and so forth. So if you have the means and the resources to hire a VA just to go in once a week or 2 or 3 times a week or once a month, however many times you're going to be uploading a podcast interview, it's really great because you can have them just go into your Dropbox and grab the audio file. So I'm going to show that to you. So here is the audio file. Actually, that's the one I did before. So let's go grab the one we just created. So here it is. This is our audio file. So what's really great about this as well is you can just share it, right? So let's say you want to go ahead and share the interview beforehand with the guest. You can go ahead and copy the link, send the link via email, tell them, you know, let's take a listen, see how you like it, and let me know before I shoot it over to iTunes and all that good stuff. So like I mentioned in the last series of videos on how to use Zoom to upload a podcast interview, you can pretty much do the same thing. What you would do is just take this MP3 file, you would download onto your computer, and from there you would just upload it to your platform of choice. I can't talk. Upload it to your platform of choice to get your file and your podcast out there and onto iTunes and Google Play. So that is Zencastr. I really like Zencastr because, like I said, you can go in, upload your own intro and outro. You can play it in the beginning before you get started, do your podcast content, create the podcast, put your podcast content in the middle of all this good stuff, play your outro, all within one dashboard. Really great, really awesome. And it'll go directly to your SoundCloud. So what's great about that, like I said, if you have the means to do so, you can just hire a VA, and this will pretty much just be your job. To go in here, send the link, have your guest, you know, do the interview, get it uploaded to your SoundCloud, and from there your VA takes care of the rest. Your VA will then grab that file, upload it to iTunes or upload it to whatever your software you're going to use. If you're going to use Libsyn, if you're going to use SoundCloud, if you're going to use Spreaker, or if you're going to use Automatic, or there's various others as well. Blueberry, if you're using WordPress, so on and so forth. And your job is done. You do the interview and you can get back to your life and doing what it is that you do best. You know, doing your Facebook Lives, your YouTube channel, whatever other content you create as a content creator, if you blog, or if you're a speaker and you need to get out and, you know, go do your speaking gigs. You don't have to worry about all of that back end because your VA, your assistant, whomever you have to hire can just grab the download and take it from there. Your only job would be to come on here, record the content, and you're done. All right, so I just wanted to share this other resource with you. Like I said, you pay about $20, I believe. So let me just double check on that. You pay about $20 for Zencastr. But let's see here. Yeah, so it'll be $20 a month. If you did it monthly, it'll be, let's see. It'll be $18 a month if you do it yearly. And if you want of more, more space and all that good stuff and analytics, and it'll be, let's see, monthly, it'll be $120 a month, or yearly, it would be $108 a month. So, I mean, stick with the $20 a month, right? You can do it month to month. It'll be $20 for this. And then it'll be probably about roughly $10 or less for any other software that you will be using. So for Podomatic, for Spreaker, Libsyn, I believe Libsyn is $5. Let's see if I can spell it right. Libsyn, there we go. So Libsyn would charge you, let's go here, let's find out. Yeah, $5 or $15, depending on which one you want. So those are your options that are available to you. You can, and that rounds up to be about $25 to $29 a month, depending on which platform you choose. So that is Zencastr. I hope you enjoyed it. Sorry about the background noise, but you guys all know I am a mom. It's kind of hard to hide from them. So pray for me. This is my life. Welcome to my life. All right. Have a wonderful, wonderful day. Let me know if you have any questions. Go ahead and comment in the comments. Leave a comment down below this YouTube video, and I am more than happy to answer any of your questions you may have. You may also tweet to me, Jill Speaks, on Twitter. And yeah, I look forward to hearing your podcast live and listening to your legendary content. So let's get out there and make it happen. Wishing you wellness in life and in business. Peace.